Welcome to the Heavy Spoilers Show. I'm your host Paul, aka your friendly neighborhood spoiler man, and this video we're breaking down the deleted scenes for Spider-Man No Way Home. Several have hit the web in the lead up to the digital release, and we now have a lot of details on what was originally supposed to be in the movie. Throughout this video we're going to be breaking it all down, but if you want to stick around for videos on your favourite Spider-Menace, then make sure you hit the thumbs up button and also subscribe to the channel. With that out of the way, thank you for clicking this. Now let's dive into the spoilerverse with these deleted scenes. Okay, so the first major one that we know about featured Matt Murdock and Happy Hogan. In the film we get a brief scene in which Matt tells Peter that the charges won't stick, but he then says Happy is gonna have to lawyer up because the feds are still coming for him. Jon Favreau of course played Foggy Nelson in the Daredevil movie opposite Ben Affleck, and the deleted scene was gonna take more of a focus on him and Matt Murdock. Titled Happy's Very Good Lawyer, the scene focused on the pair discussing his apparent illegal acquisition of Stark Tech and how it helped to fund Peter's terrorist acts. Yes, he did it. The murderer got away with it. Hashtag Mysterio was right.
Mysterio was right.
Stop.
Mysterio
We don't. That's all.
right.
Though we don't have the full ins and outs of this scene, it is theorized that there's someone opposite the pair and that this could be Foggy himself, played once more by Eldon Henson. Daredevil itself has now just moved over to Disney+, and with Kingpin showing up in Hawkeye, it does make sense that he would pop up too, though we're gonna have to wait until the full scene's released to know for sure. It's also been confirmed that Morgan Stark would have made an appearance during the scene, which goes over the stolen Stark Tech. Lexi Rabe was supposed to return as the character, and we would have got flashes of her during the montage in these moments. In addition to this, we were also going to get more focus on the interrogation scene with Damage Control, which would flesh out Peter's interaction with them. It would also showcase him seeking legal help and some of the questioning that was put towards Ned, MJ, and also May. Personally, I think the way that they do it in the movie with Matt Cain's coming down works a lot better, and it's way more impactful to introduce him in a scene with a hard cut and somewhat of a mic drop. Matt Murdock being officially brought into the MCU was a major aspect of the movie that got a lot of Marvel maniacs hyped up early on, and I think the way that they do it is much better than anything else we could have got. Now we do have a big list of deleted scenes, and it seems like the majority of these centered around things early on in the movie. This includes an Undercroft montage, Graduation Day, an extended Doctor Strange entrance, and a couple more Daily Bugle reports. Also, I forgot to mention in our every Easter egg video that when Peter enters Midtown High, it's meant to parallel his entrance to the school in Homecoming. The movie had him basically being a complete unknown as he walked through the crowd, whereas No Way Home has everyone staring at him. They all stand there filming the character on their phones and then head over to YouTube to like, comment and subscribe, the best channel out there.
See you, chump.
Now these reports basically had people ringing in and talking to J. Jonah Jameson about how Spider-Man saved the day at several points in the movie. One was in the aftermath of the fight with Electro that basically talked about how he stayed there all night helping to fix the power lines.
Mr. Burke, you're saying you saw Spider-Man with your own eyes destroying multiple power lines?
Well, technically, he did destroy those power lines.
Well, there you have it, folks. Firsthand from an unimpeachable witness.
Wait, I wasn't finished.
I'm sorry?
Spider-Man was stopping this guy who was absorbing all the energy from the lines.
Uh-huh.
Spider-Man stopped that dude, and then he spent the whole night repairing the damage. I saw it all. It was amazing.
We'll have to circle back and confirm this, folks. We'll be right back after a brief word from Daily Bugle Supplements, the only other daily fix you need.
And we're out.
Okay, which one of you former employees vetted that nut job?
There's also a bit on the Flash's book Flashpoint, available in all good bookshops now.
He and I have been best friends for years. I mean, this is a school that we went together for years now. I mean, he's constantly following me up those steps, and, you know, we get into trouble, we do what we can, you know.
As if our public schools weren't dangerous enough between the lead paint, asbestos, and Salisbury steak made from military horses. Don't believe me? Check out my 4-part expose on dailybugle.net.
Now the villains were a major part of the movie, and in the film Tom Holland had a bit of a funny scene where he gave May the rundown on them.
There's a electric man, a sand man, there's a dinosaur man, there's an octopus man, and then there's this old man. Sorry.
It's like he it was so good.
Let me do that again, that's funny.
So good.
I love the constant use of man here with some stupid name in front of it, and it does kinda add to the comedy of the movie. Beyond this, we also got a couple of seconds released in which the villains, Peter and May, all stand in an elevator together as they head to Happy's apartment. It's a pretty fun moment of the full cast on screen together at the same time that I quite like because It's nice just seeing them having this mundane moment before it all kicks off. The power cuts for May later on, so she can't go to the elevator. Doc Ock, Sandman and Electro go out the window, and Peter and Goblin crash through several floors on their way out. This moment in the elevator was meant to juxtapose that and show them going up in a really sensible, normal way before all hell breaks loose. Now apparently this was cut because the director wanted to keep up the pace of the film and have us go from the Sanctorum directly to the apartment. We just had the mirror dimension chase, so John Watts wanted to keep everything at a high level, but I would have actually liked to have seen this play out. It's very much the calm before the storm. I think it would have worked well to balance the drama going on and just give us a quick breather. Now speaking of breathers, time for a joke. What's Spider-Man's favourite day? Fly Day. Now, what's Spider-Man's favourite month? Webuary. What's the opposite of Happy Hogan? Sad Hogan, because Aunt May's dead. Anyway, speaking of February, we now have our competition winners for the last month on screen right now, so if that's you then get in touch with me at Twitter at Heavy Spoilers. We're also giving away 3 copies of Spider-Man No Way Home, but I'll tell you how you can get your hands on them at the end of the video. Now we also know from the concept art and interviews with the creative team that Mysterio was supposed to return in the movie. Come the end of the film, we watch as the multiverse is cracked open and several characters come across that know Peter Parker is Spider-Man. During the shot in which we get Kraven the Hunter and Scorpion, you can also catch the distinctive fishbowl head of the Master of Illusions, and the creative team confirmed it was indeed supposed to be him. Mysterio of course exposed Peter's identity to the world, and thus it does make sense that he was gonna be the villain that showed up. Concept art for the movie has since been released and it shows Mysterio was supposed to duke it out with Doctor Strange at the Statue of Liberty. If we look at his powers, or rather illusions in Far From Home, they were actually based around Strange's magic, and it would have been great to see them face off against each other, even though Mysterio is faker than Iggy Azalea's accent. Yeah, me scraping the barrel of jokes from 2017 there. Moving on. The creative team actually discussed this in more detail, and they went over how his appearance would have worked. Speaking at IGN FanFest 2022, they said how opening up the multiverse at the end meant opening up infinite possibilities on who could come through. They really wanted Mysterio back, but they realized that if they brought in one character, they'd have to bring in more. You couldn't just have one from the multiverse break through at the end, so they'd need to at least have a handful for it not to feel disappointing, but then it would feel slightly overwhelming. You'd end up distracting from the main battle that was going on, and in the end they just kept it simple with a focus on the 5 villains. We also know from the concept art that America Chavez was supposed to appear and that she was going to be the one that brought Tobey and Andrew across. We have a scene at the Dodgems where she's standing in the middle with several characters around her, and America can also be seen at the Statue of Liberty battle. I've already done a full video on this, so I don't want to go over old ground, but she had quite a substantial role in the film. In case you don't know, America has the power to open portals across the multiverse, but due to the release order of the films being flipped, this didn't happen. Instead, we got Ned discovering he's a wizard and bringing them across in a very charming little scene in the kitchen, which I do quite like. Now if you cast your mind back to the build-up of the movie, then you might remember that Tom Holland's brother Harry was supposed to be in a scene, but this too got cut. In it he was a thief that robbed the store, and then Peter caught him and strung him up. It was at this point that the green paint was thrown over Peter, and he ended up having to turn his suit inside out for the fight with Electro. Now we also know that Tobey Maguire was supposed to fight with the Green Goblin on his glider. The pair would stand on it together and duke it out in a battle that was somewhat reminiscent of the PlayStation 2 game. One of the big disappointments about No Way Home was that Tobey and Goblin didn't really interact all that much, and though they could in a future film with him ending up alive, I did want to see them at least have a toe-to-toe at some point. The deleted scene hurts more than finding out that you only got $1,000, even though
The ad said 3,000.
Spider-Man fought Sandman and the Amazing Spider-Man fought the Lizard, but the face-off with Dafoe was sadly missing. Their rivalry was one of the most memorable things about the original Spider-Man film, and I kinda hope that we at least get them on screen together again at some point. And lastly is my favourite part here, the bloopers.
Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Jacob and Zendaya here. We're about to show you the bloopers. Sometimes movie making seems very serious, but a lot of times comedy gold happens. Well, there's a lot of falling and swearing. I hope that they'll bleep that out. Cut.
Them.
Blooper reel. I think it's time to go.
Roll it.
Nice.
Anyway, that's all the deleted scenes info that we have released over the last couple of days, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Obviously, I'd love to hear your thoughts on whether you think things should have been cut or not, so comment below and let me know. We are in a competition right now and giving away 3 copies of Spider-Man No Way Home on the 15th of March, and all you have to do to be in with a chance of winning is like the video, make sure you subscribe with notifications on, and drop a comment below with your thoughts on the scenes. We pick the comments at random at the end of the month, and the winners of the last one are on screen right now, so if that's you, then message me on Twitter at Heavy Spoilers. If you want something else to watch, then make sure you check out our breakdown of all the Easter eggs in Spider-Man No Way Home, which will be linked on screen right now. We've got some great cameos from other YouTubers in it, so definitely go check it out right after this. With that out of the way, thanks for sticking through the video. I've been Paul, I'll see you in the next one. Take care, peace.